Imagine standing on a muddy field in France. The year is 1415. You are an English soldier. You look across the battlefield and see something terrifying. Thousands of French knights are riding toward you. They wear heavy metal armor. They carry sharp swords and long spears. You have almost no armor. Your army is small and tired. How can you possibly survive? This is the true story of the Battle of Agincourt. King Henry V of England led his army deep into France. They were hungry. They were sick. They were far from home. The French army was waiting for them. The French had more soldiers. They had better equipment. They had every advantage. Victory seemed impossible for the English. The French knights looked unstoppable. Their armor covered them from head to toe. Sunlight reflected off the polished metal. Horses stamped the ground. The sound of metal clanging filled the air. The French commanders smiled. They believed this battle would be easy. They believed the English would surrender quickly. But they did not know about the English secret weapon. What was this secret weapon? It was not made of metal. It was not expensive. It was not complicated. The secret was something simple. Something made of wood. Something that required incredible human strength. The weapon was the longbow. And the power came from one part of the human body. The longbow was a simple weapon. It was made from a single piece of English oak wood. It stood 6 feet tall. It was taller than most men. Drawing the string required enormous strength. Only men who trained for years could use it properly. These men were called archers. And their most important tool was their arm. Every English archer trained from childhood. They practiced every single day. They pulled the bowstring back thousands of times. Their arm muscles grew incredibly strong. Their shoulders became powerful. Their aim became perfect. One archer could shoot 12 arrows every minute. Imagine thousands of archers shooting together. The sky would turn dark with arrows. The Battle of Agincourt began on 25th October 1415. The French knights charged forward. Their horses thundered across the muddy ground. The English archers stood ready. They raised their long bows. They pulled back the strings using all the strength in their arms. Then the commander gave the order. Thousands of arrows flew into the sky at once. The arrows fell like deadly rain. They pierced through armor. They struck horses and knights. The French advance stopped. Knights fell from their horses. Confusion spread through the French army. The English archers kept shooting. Their arms never stopped moving. Pull, aim, release. Pull, aim, release. Again and again and again. By the end of the day, the English won an impossible victory. A small, tired army defeated a much larger force. Historians still study this battle today. They ask the same question. How did the English win? The answer is simple. They won because of the strength in their arms. They won because of years of training. They won because one part of the human body became a weapon. This brings us to our word today. Arm. You know this word means the part of your body between your shoulder and your hand. But arm has another meaning. It also means weapon. Why does one word have two such different meanings? The answer takes us back thousands of years. The word for the body part comes from Old English. People in England said more than 1,000 years ago. This word traveled through many languages. It always meant the same thing. The part of your body you use to lift, carry, and hold things. But there was another word that sounded almost the same. The ancient Romans spoke Latin. Their word for weapons was arma. When Roman soldiers prepared for battle, they took their arma. This Latin word traveled into French. Then it traveled into English. Eventually, English speakers used arm to mean weapon. Two different words from two different languages became one word with two meanings. But the story does not stop there. Arm became a verb. To arm someone means to give them weapons. To arm yourself means to prepare for danger. Soldiers arm themselves before battle. Countries build armed forces to protect their people. The word grew beyond just weapons and body parts. Today, we use arm in many ways. We talk about armed forces. We say someone is armed and dangerous. We describe a country's military as its arms. But we also use arm as a metaphor. When someone says, arm yourself with knowledge, they do not mean carry a weapon. They mean prepare yourself. Learn everything you can. Be ready for challenges. This metaphor appears everywhere in modern English. Teachers tell students to arm themselves with information before exams. Business leaders arm their teams with training and tools. Parents arm their children with confidence and skills. The word moved from ancient battlefields to everyday conversation. It moved from physical weapons to mental preparation. Think about the Battle of Agincourt again. Those English archers armed themselves with long bows. But they also armed themselves with years of practice. They armed themselves with discipline and courage. The physical arm and the concept of arming yourself came together. One word connected the body, the weapon, and the preparation. This is the beauty of English. Words carry history inside them. Every time you say arm, you connect to ancient romance, medieval knights, and modern soldiers. You connect to the human body and human conflict. You connect to preparation and protection. One simple word contains centuries of human experience. At Wordscience, we believe every word tells a story. Today you learn that arm is not just a body part. It is not just a weapon. It is a bridge between physical strength and mental preparation. It reminds us that true power comes from training, discipline, and readiness. The English archers knew this in 1415. We can still learn from them today. So here is my question for you. What are you arming yourself with today? Are you arming yourself with new skills? Are you arming yourself with knowledge? Are you arming yourself with courage to face your challenges? Think about it. Share your thoughts in the comments. And remember, at Wordscience, we arm you with the power of words.